He hates Darkseid with a passion in the cartoons, bro. Do you know how much hate you have to have in your heart to slam a nigga by his eyes over and over and over again onto the ground, bro? What is a hero? A hero is a person, real or fictional, that is admired for their courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities, often risking dangers to help others. A hero is a person that goes against all odds in order to save the day. They fight for what is right. And in many cases and all across the fiction, we see this through the POV of the hero and not the super villain. The villain is pretty much the exact opposite of the hero. They commit the evil acts that the hero must stop. But most importantly, the villain has the pawns that the hero must stop to get to them. And you know, sometimes we're given the backstory for the villain. But do you know what we don't get the backstory for? The pawns in the game. And you know, just like you, I be on the internet, and when I see one of those videos of Spider-Man literally putting niggas in a lion's barrage in the air, or when I see Batman serving folks 56-piece meal combos like he's trying to feed a community of starving Samoans, you know, I let out a laugh or two. But it really just came to my mind how horrifying it would be to watch this shit play out in real time. So if I put myself in the shoes of a regular street or thug, there are 3 specific heroes I would avoid in pure fear, because there are things that you should just not do with these heroes. So I present to y'all, never, ever, not in a million years, do these things against these heroes. Y'all with me? Let's go. So I just recently finished season 3 of Daredevil, and it's a perfect season in my eyes. But when I got to episode 3 or 4, I don't remember, when I got to the prison scene, I noticed something that was reoccurring in every single season. And it's that godforsaken one-take hallway fight scene. I truly never want to fight this man in a hallway. I never want to fight Daredevil in a narrow space at all. Cause 9 out of 10, no, 10 times out of 10, you're gonna lose that fight. Like, I swear to God, it's like fighting Escanor at 3 p.m. on the clearest day of sky in June on Miami, where bitches are shaking hella ass on the beach, man. Like, I'm not winning that fight. He is literally a hacked mind player every time he's in a hallway, bro. Like, every single attribute is 99. Like, the Juggernaut is sprinting towards you in a hallway and you need one hero to save you. I want Matt Murdock. Thanos is invading the earth and he just so happens to be in a hallway. I want Matt Murdock. When somebody has a gun to your head and says, if you beat me in Smash, I'll let you live, but they have a haircut like these, so you feel like shit is GG's, but that match just so happens to be taking place in a hallway, you best believe I want Matt Murdock. Like, come on now. Like, check this shit out. He busts down the door and gets straight to business. He immediately starts scrambling folks like eggs, and we don't even get to see what happens in there, but we're immediately giving a refresher when he tosses 2 grown-ass men out of the door. Toss them folks like how niggas toss an Arby's meal into the trash can after they taste tested it, man. Damn. Now we got this dude coming out to check out what all the commotion is without a gun for some reason. Damn! This is what cracks me up about vigilantes, bro. They won't kill you, but they will threaten or will drop you off of buildings or toss a whole deadly object right at your skull. And in Matt's case, he does both with this shit. And this is actual flow state right here, y'all. 3 niggas with guns come out the door. He slaps the first dude in the nose with his own gun, then proceeds to grab the second dude's gun, uppercut him in the head with it, then bangs on the third dude's head with it like he just sentenced a single father to life imprisonment. He continues this process with like 4 different other niggas. He disarms folks, throws their guns at other people's faces, then knocks them out. He hold this nigga, bro. Like, check this shit out. He does a flip, and all of that momentum goes into his fist, and he crashed that into that nigga's skull. He gave this last dude straight beats. Like, look at this. Hey, 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 hey.
I'm Holland donated $5 and said, "Yo, Marky, my girl keeps asking about you. Why do you think that is, nigga?" Hold on, Tom. Hold on.
Tom. All right. You're gonna get in trouble.
We know you Spider-Man.
So everybody knows Spider-Man, right? He has the toys, the clothes, the TV shows, the movies, the self-insert that turned him to a cuck, the fanbase that doesn't want to see him doing nothing in life but suffer. But he also has the games, and my first one was the PS4 one. And you know when you're in combat and an enemy throws an object at you, then you see L1 plus R1 over that object, then suddenly you're hurling a cinder block towards a normal thug's skull with super strength. Which brings me to my next point. Just do not throw shit at this nigga, cause he will redirect it every single time. And it's not just the games. In nearly every single iteration, he's throwing fatal objects at people's heads. And look no further in the movies when he was fighting Sam and Bucky. Like, imagine you're 2 brolic, heavily trained, grown-ass men, and it's a 2v1 who presumably is a freshman. But that freshman is whooping y'all's ass. So you throw a whole metal sign or whatever at him, but he redirects it at you in like 2 seconds. That shit has to be so terrifying, bro. Even in cartoons, he's still doing this shit. Look at how he has his arm cocked back, my nigga. Jesus Christ. Nigga cocked that shit back like he was trying to catch somebody running to third base at a baseball game, bro. Damn. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we all seen the original Spider-Man trilogy, right? And aren't these the same type of bombs that turn a group of civilians into skeletons? Speaking of the original Spider-Man trilogy, he was hoeing the fuck out of Dr. Octopus, bro. He catches and chucks a whole 30-pound bag of change directly at him, so hard, mind you, it completely cracks the wall behind him. And it's crazy, because that's not even the worst shit that he did to him. He's falling off a building, and a hand of a giant clock is falling off with him. He catches himself, then the hand of the clock, then springs up and launches it directly towards his head. Like his head would dead ass look like a book turned to a random page if that shit actually landed on him, man. And it doesn't even end there. He said, fuck throwing objects, I'll just throw you off the building. You cannot tell me he would not have the funnest time in the nether when guys would shoot fireballs at him and he would just redirect that shit right back at him. Tom and Toby are really just the same nigga. Like Toby will throw a whole ass bomb at his own friend's head with full intent to kill. And Tom is just launching whole taxi cabs at extraterrestrial folks' skulls.
No, it's about the 20 people that fucking died today, right? But it wasn't my fault though, Superman. Man, who the fuck was it then? You told me to guard the cell demons. How can I be there?
What comes to mind when you think of Superman? Some might think of his wide range of powers like heat vision and fight. Some might think of Krypton. Some might think of the S on his chest. But despite literally being the world's most iconic hero and standing for hope, what if I told you he is the most devious person I have named in this video? Sure, if you're like a normal criminal, he's not gonna like do anything crazy to you. But let's say you got lucky. Let's say you were born with superpowers. You have super durability, super strength and all that, and you use those powers for villainous ways. But today is the day somebody had enough of that, and suddenly Superman is in front of you ready to fight. And before you can even react, they're getting speared like Braun Breaker through like 15 residential homes at supersonic speeds, my nigga. Which brings me to my point. Once this guy realizes he can tank like more than one hit, he gets to doing the most wacky, out of line shit you can think of. And just take a look at the recent Superman movie that came out. When he was in that 2v1 against Ultraman and that one girl, obviously he's a good guy, so he's gonna try to talk him out of it. But he took one hit from them and he said, yeah, fuck that shit. Proceeds to repeatedly use old girl's body like she's one of those Cyclops rides at amusement parks. All the while, she's getting blasted by heat vision by her own man. Like, it is no wonder he gets his ass whipped most of the time when he has no powers, because he does cartoonish shit like this, except he can fly and he's strong as shit, so it doesn't matter. And another example is like 30 minutes later in the movie when he just spins like a ballerina and sprays his heat vision everywhere, man. Like, this nigga cannot fight. And he wilds out like 10 times more in the cartoons or whatnot. He hates Darkseid with a passion in the cartoons, bro. Do you know how much hate you have to have in your heart to slam a nigga by his eyes over and over and over again onto the ground, bro? Like, just imagine the scene in the Avengers where Hulk grabs Loki by his legs and slams him on the floor over and over again. But instead of doing that, he gouges his eyes out, then slams him on the floor over and over again. But that's the Hulk, and he didn't do this shit. Superman did this shit, bro. The Hulk basically thrives off anger. That's literally where his powers come from. And he wasn't even mad enough to do that shit. Superman was mad enough to do that shit, bro. All across the multiverse, he is violating this nigga Darkseid, bro. He put his musty ass hands on his Prada cape, and less than a second later, he got socked all the way across a farm. And he's not done there, because he spears this nigga like Roman Reigns through his own parents' farm and uppercuts him across the street. And this is actually insane. He goes underground, carries the ground Darkseid's currently under, then slams that shit on top of him. And as if that wasn't enough, he spears this nigga, then causes a tornado of his fist and heat vision, bro. Like, how the fuck do you think of this shit? That entire thing formed in like less than 3 seconds and caused lightning, son. Like, no amount of hatred should compel somebody to do that. And Darkseid is not the only 8-foot tall person of different color from outer space that Superman hates. Cause look at how he was doing Mongol, speared through the ground. And I don't even have a joke for this. I just want y'all to see how badly he is whooping this nigga's ass. Alright, he was getting his ass whooped a little bit after that, but he recovered, pinned him to the wall, put a switch on his hands, and started fucking him up even more. And this is the type of shit I'm saying, bro, because look at this nigga's face, bro. Ew. People will really have their facial structure rearranged after a fight, then have the audacity to say, yeah, bro, it was a draw. Like, nigga, no, it was not. You look like you chew on Jawbreaker. He did this nigga like Sanji did that other fake Sanji, except he didn't turn out pretty. So in conclusion, these 3 men, dangerous individuals. For Daredevil, don't go in a hallway, you'll get your ass whipped. For Spider-Man, don't throw things at him or you'll get your ass whipped. And for Superman, you'll just get your ass whipped. So anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, or whatever, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.